Pleasure today to welcome Norman Whiteside on the channel. We said we'd speak to the great man, get his views on the club. Over to you, Tony, and we'll ask him a few questions about a certain couple of players.
Well, we've just done a bit of a rant on Paul Pogba. The news is out there, his agent's talking to PSG. We know he's got the talent. I mean, when you was playing Norman, there was pressure on you, and if you didn't do it, you were soon made aware of it. But Pogba seems to have strolled through his United career. How do you see it, Norman?
Well, first, thanks to the both of you for hijacking me today.
That's
hotel
our job.
Football, sweaty hotel football. But to answer your question, I tend to agree with you a bit. Back in our day, the big word that was missing was consistency. And I think that is the same with Paul Pogba. I think he's a magnificent player. I think he's got so much talent. But to be, I mean, World Cup winner, yes, that's fine. But to be a world-class player, week in, week out, like Messi, Ronaldo, people like that, you've got to do it consistently. And that is the one thing I think he lacks. But when he's on form, he makes the team tick. But he has to be more on form week in, week out. So I tend to agree with some of what you said.
For him to be a great, you've got yourself. Anyone out there, check Norman Whiteside up, check his history. I'm right.
You're very kind.
I know that. You give me a tenner before, so that's fine. You check Norman Whiteside out. You see his commitment, what he did as a player, as a young lad, what he did in the World Cup. He was committed game after game, and you was.
You've got to be committed. I mean, every professional knows that. It doesn't matter what your agent's doing in the background, trying to get you more money or move you clubs or get you a new contract. You, within yourself as a professional footballer, should know when you come off that park that you have actually given 100%. And you're the first person to question that. And if you have, I mean, our supporters over the years, you can give 100% and have a rubbish game. You can have an absolute
No, that's
crap.
fine. That's fine.
That's fine as long as you see to be given commitment. Yeah. And that was the one thing I had a good rapport with Stretford and in fact all our supporters. That I didn't have a good game every week, but I give 100%. Yeah. And that's what we're trying to get at, isn't it?
Yeah. Before we go over to Webby, one more on the Pogba thing. Are Manchester United culpable for the situation, what's been created around Pogba, by not acting and being decisive? What blame have they got in this?
Well, that's just said this way. The club acts differently in today's market as when they did when Sir Alex and David Gill were a team together.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference. I don't know. I really don't know if we've got people behind the scenes that do just transfers or who does the contracts. I don't know who does all that at the club in today's money. But I know that it's done differently. It used to be we come back from pre-season and all the deals were done so that you could start the pre-season with the players that you're going to use that season, not get back and then try and buy players that are still on the market.
Or keep people
or keep people in. The only thing I would say, the business should maybe be done before the season starts.
Right. Just basically, obviously, finishing about Paul now, it will be what it'll be with him if he stays the goals. Sancho, you know, we've been after him, and Tony's been out there for the last 18 months speaking about. We got
day and night
about him. What he say? It looks like he's signed now. So what's your take on him? And is it a player which the club need?
He looks very a good passer, a creative midfielder, if you want to say that. And I think he's got a chance. I think he'll fit in nicely because he looks like a footballer, and that's what Manchester United are after. Are after footballers that are creative and can score goals and get forward. And I think he might be that. I don't know how much we're paying for him, but you know, he'd certainly help to come in and you know, be part of that team.
Yeah. Just basically going on before we wrap it up, Norman. What else do we need now? Because people are saying about, can we get closer to City and Liverpool? And for me, Chelsea's going to be that team who are going to buy strong. Who else do we need? I'm not asking you to name players, but what positions do we need?
The centre back they're talking about is Varane.
Varane,
sorry. And you know, he comes with a good authority, and he's had a good season. I think the club have been tailing him actually recently, so he'd be a good addition, and you know, that would give us the dynamic through the whole team then. You know what I mean? Solid at the back, midfield, and up front. Yeah, I think he'd be a good addition if we get anywhere near getting him.
Can I just ask you one question? Marcus Rashford actually played with two injuries, his ankle and his shoulder, for a large part of the season. And I know the physios and all that were completely different. I mean, it was a bucket of water in your day, a sponge, and that was your lot. But the thing is, you knew you was injured. Marcus has known he's been injured. The discussion's been about an operation.
Yeah, Marcus would have to be involved in the discussions, definitely. It can't be a medical officer coming up and saying, you're not going to the World Cup. Well, you can't say that to a 23-year-old who wants to represent his country in a Euros or a World Cup, a big tournament. So Marcus would be in, and at the end of the day, it's got to be down to the player, whether you play or not. I remember years ago when Robbo went to Mexico.
And he'd already done his shoulder.
And his shoulder was out,
Yeah.
and then
he
he played.
I was there at the game.
And then he came back, and then he had an operation straight away. But I'm not sure what Marcus is doing at the moment.
But that situation about the operation with Robson's shoulder, right? That would have been in discussions. He made the decision, I want to go play for England.
Sure.
But Manchester United would have said, fine, we understand your commitment to the
country,
to your country, and we fully get that. But as soon as you come back,
Yeah.
we're the ones what pay your money.
Yeah.
Whereas in this case, it doesn't look as though the club are putting any pressure whatsoever on Marcus Rashford.
To get him fit, like you say.
To get him fit. Now the thing is, they pay his wages. I can understand the discussion, what you're saying, right? And he should have some impact, along with the club, the doctors. It can't all be down to your decision while we're paying your wages. You know,
It's
with
got to
Robson,
be between both. But Brian definitely wanted it. I remember, Tone, when we came back, I was in the World Cup in Northern Ireland as well. And we'd come back early. And then when Robbo came back, he went and had his shoulder done at the Bupa Hospital. And he was like, I took him up a six-pack to the hospital bed, and he couldn't open it because he had a bad shoulder.
What a shock that's turned out.
I hope you took him back with you.
What a shock that is.
No, I drank of that. But Robbo couldn't open them, so I was dangling the six-pack in front of him, and he's got the shoulder.
Does he ever forgive you for it?
Oh, yeah. No, it was a good laugh, actually. It was a good laugh. But
Different world we're in now, though, isn't it? The way Manchester United was running, the players were, it was a different world to what it is now. It seems as though the players have got more control and power now. That's how it seems. No, I'm not criticising the situation and comparing them. I'm just saying, as in football, from your day, where it ignored the fans, you know, our wishes, what we want and all that, it just doesn't seem the same.
As a fan, you want the players on the park, don't you? So as quick as possible, get the, whatever it is, get your operation sorted, and let's see you out there. That's what we all want. That's what we're all after.
It's what we want, but it doesn't seem to have happened this way. Now, listen, been an absolute pleasure having you. Webby, Starman.
Top man, Norman.
Starman. Check him out. You get on there and check his figures out, what he did for Manchester
Check
United.
that tackle at Anfield.
Check his figure
Check
out.
the tackle at Anfield.
Check his figures out.
The ball was that way, and Norman hit McMahon that way. I ended up getting a point with 10 men. There you go.
Press the likes, please subscribe, and press the notification. And we'll be back as quick as we can. We did have someone else with us, didn't we? Brian McClare, but
He's done a runner.
He done a runner.
He's
We
done a
chased
runner.
him.
You wouldn't recognise him anyway.
No. Thank you.